When?
Hello everybody, welcome back to another edition of Farming Blind with Duck to give you another step or so, the progress on the building project I've been working on for a few days now. Luckily here about a week and a half ago, we got my concrete poured. That was kind of the hold up on progress, getting everything scheduled in. And the weather's been pretty cold here in Middle Tennessee. You couldn't tell it by the day. Of course, I'm bundled up like it's 20 degrees outside, but it was about 25 degrees first thing this morning. So it's warmed up very nicely here. Just to kind of give you an idea of how our progress has been, after I got my concrete poured, I was able to put my rafters all in. How I do them, of course, a professional contractor that knows what they're doing can get all their angles for the rafters cut right. I basically was able to put a rafter. It took a little help, but I put a rafter up beside the building and was able to mark where my angles of the rafter is going to be. And then I cut me, more or less, I guess you'd say, a base pattern, because all the other rafters were going to be initially the same length, same angle, and such as that. So once I got that done, I was able to go in. I have been known to put rafters up by myself, and this time wasn't going to be any different. So to cheat a little bit, you might can see back up under here, I've got cuffs, joist hangers, that I put up and spaced out first. That way, when I got up there and got the rafters where I need to be, rather than trying to hold them in position and toenail them in and such as that, I could take and just drop them in the cuff, get everything in position, and then I could pull the wall wherever, which way, in or out, to get it evened up, and then I could simply clamp it all down with screws and nails. One thing I do use is, instead of nails, for me, being visually impaired, depth perception is pretty awkward as far as trying to make things work and missing the board with the nail and having to pull it back out. So I keep my pocket full of screws, 3-inch screws here, and I screw everything up. I've also went along there and once I got my rafters all up in position and locked down, I took and put my lathing strips on top, my 2x4 lathing. I'll show you here in just a minute how I go about doing that by myself. I try to do all of this that I can by myself, and that's our goal, is to keep everything as independent as possible. I started putting my bands around for the wall. How I typically do that, which I'll just kind of show you. I've already got them fastened. What I'll do is I'll screw a nail or screw into the post. After I get the measurement that I need, I'll set the board right on that screw, and then I'll put one down about 16 foot down, set my post on it, or set my board on the screw. That way I know where I need to be. I'll screw one end, and then I'll get my digital level out. I'll level it at the other end, and then I'll pick it up or lower it, whichever way I need to do, and I'll pop a screw in and hold it in. Then once I got my first board in, I just continue the process till I get to the other end. It's pretty simple. I just found out a long time ago, it's hard to hold them boards and try to get it level and put your nails or screws in the same time. So that's why I developed that pattern. Just put the screw in, let the board rest on it, get it in position. Then I can move it up, down. Otherwise, I'll be moving it several inches trying to get it where I want it, versus just moving an inch or two to get it in position. So I got my band up for the metal. So basically everything on this side here is done. Won't be long, I'll be ready for metal. If you'll come up the ladder, I'll show you how I do about getting my lathing strips in. Say when?
When?
All right, now here I am up on my ladder. I'm going to get ready to working on putting my lathing strips up, my 2x4 lathings. I've already got a good pattern already started. So how I typically do it is, as I was saying earlier, it's just so much easier to use screws rather than nails. Because what I can get into when I'm up on top of a ladder like this and trying to drive the board in, hold it in position, then I'll miss the board, or where I'm trying to nail into my rafters, I'll miss it, get it the wrong angle, bend it over. So it can be quite a bit aggravating. Of course, nails, I'm sure, is a lot cheaper than screws, but by the time you bend the nail over or break it or such as that, try to pull it out, you can't hardly reuse it. It's pretty much a waste. So the screws, and for me, the cost versus benefit outweighs the options. So, and what I do, I've already kind of got my pattern started to get my spacing. Of course, I have a tape measure that I use, but I've also went ahead and blocked this out for my spacing. I put the screw here. I just use that as a block to scotch against, get it in position. Then once I have it, block it up against it, I know that's where I need to be. I've already kind of got my screw started. A lot of times I don't have to look at it. I want to get that in kind of position to hold. I keep my finger kind of right beside the screw. That way, whenever it gets flush, I know it. that tried to come out just a little, but not bad. What I'll do is, there again, it's not really a visual thing. I just can fill in the board, take right there, drill there. I know I need to come back just a little bit of angle. Didn't come out on that side, didn't come out on that side. I feel it's flush, so I'm good. I'm going to put, whoo, that wind making my eyes water. I'm going to pop one more screw in here. There again. I see, screw. Started in here. Feel my way around. I let the screw kind of go right by my finger. That's a good thing about screws and nails, or drills and nails. I don't have to worry about hitting my finger with a Thurn hammer, which I have known to do several times. Just keep walking it in. Bam, I feel it flush. It's all good there, good there. Like I said, I got my block here. Double check. It's right up against it there. So then I'll just keep doing the process as I go up to keep them spaced out evenly. All I like is just about another third of my shed, and this will all be ready to go. And hopefully, before long, I'll have some. I got to build a couple of walls, get ready for my roll-up door to go in, case it out. Then hopefully, within the next week or maybe two, I'll be ready to start putting some insulation and metal up. So there you are, another edition of Farming Blind with Duck. Just kind of give you an idea and show you how I do things. Being visually impaired, legally blind, doesn't mean you can't accomplish what you want to do. True, it may be a little aggravating, but all I got is time. And it's very rewarding to be able to do what you need to do, and especially if you can do it by yourself as independently as possible. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you next time.